Bravo secure.
What's up, you guys? My name is Hutch. I make videos, put them on the internet, and today I have an edited game of domination for you. It's edited not to make myself look awesome, but just to kind of trim the video down to like a nice 5-6 minutes, just because rambling for 10 minutes is just something I can't do anymore. I used to shit out commentaries like you wouldn't believe, and people loved that shit. I just would press record. I had no idea what I was going to talk about. And then I just ramble for 10 minutes, and I go back and sometimes every once in a while watch old videos, and I just don't understand what people were interested in at the time. So, but I'm going to do that now. I've had so many people request that I just press record and start talking, and I'm going to ignore like my perk setup and the gun loadout. I'll just tell you that I'm using the USR with extended mags and I think variable zoom or long barrel. I'm not sure. And I'm running the support class because then I don't obsess on staying alive, and especially in a game like Domination, I like to run around, make sure all the flags are nice and tended to, and if I'm running support, then I don't have that nagging feeling that I need to stay alive the whole time. But that's not the point of today's video. Today is just a rant, and it's something that I've mentioned it before, but I want to talk a little bit about music, a little bit about my favorite band. And some of you guys know, a lot of you guys already know, that my favorite band is Radiohead. Got a couple tattoos on my forearms. One says Fitter, one says Happier. It's a reference to a Radiohead song on the album OK Computer. It's not really a song. It's more like a spoken word poetry poem thing. It's hard to argue that it's a song considering there's no melody or anything like that. But I want to talk to you guys about my first experience listening to that band and what it meant to me. And I'll put it into context right now and say that I was raised with musicians like Neil Diamond and Dolly Parton and Mac Davis and Reba McEntire and like Wilson Phillips, and just I'm in the Bay Area, and my parents were just obsessed with KZST, so like Michael Bolton, and just some of it, like Neil Diamond actually came out with an album with the guy that produced all the Beastie Boys albums, and he did one with Johnny Cash too. His name's escaping me right now, but Neil Diamond came out with an album called 12 Songs, which is actually awesome. Recommend you guys listen to that. But my favorite band is Radiohead, and I want to tell you guys why. It was at a time when I was really used to just like very conventional music. I was sort of a sheltered suburban kid, so we would sneak listening to like Dr. Dre and West Coast hip hop at the time, but I never really fell in love with the band until the first time I heard Radiohead's album all the way through. And what had happened was at the time I was spending a lot of time with a good friend of mine. It was like I had a best friend back then, and it was just like me and him hung out basically every single weekend for years. Either I was at his house or he was at my house, and his parents were more into Led Zeppelin and Rolling Stones and classic rock, and they had no problem with contemporary rock and let their kids listen to whatever they want. And it was really late one night. It was like 5 in the morning, and we were watching late night MTV. This is when MTV actually played music videos a lot. Now not so much, but and the video for the song Paranoid Android came on, and if you guys haven't seen or heard that song or seen the video, then I would go on YouTube right now and just give it a watch. And my brain couldn't wrap my head around it because I had never been exposed to that kind of music before. So at first I was like, well, this is just strange. I don't know if I can get into this. And then shortly after that, Aaron, my friend, bought the album OK Computer and told me that it was awesome. And so I went out on a limb and I bought the CD, and every Saturday, every other Saturday, it was my job to mow the lawns at my house. And the old house that I lived in had 6 different lawns. It was hard to explain. There was like 3 in the middle and 2 on the side, and then 1 in the backyard that was bigger than the other ones. And so I put my headphones on and I started listening to this album. And from the very first opening guitar riff for Airbag, the first song on that album, something happened in me where I was just mesmerized. And the whole album, I listened to it all the way through, and I listened to it again. I must have listened to that album all the way through 4 times that day. And what I want to ask you guys about is if you guys have had that experience with music yet where something just clicks in you. I mean, Tom York is such a strange and enigmatic lead singer for that band that you can barely understand a word he's saying the entire time, but for whatever reason, the way that the lyrics connect with the melody, connect with the music and the tone of the whole album, it just really clicked with me. And have you guys had an experience like that with music yet? And what is that album artist? Go.